All right. Hey, gang, hope you're all doing well. So, we are kind of ending or finalizing the marathon training series. Today, we're going to talk about 6 workouts and strategies to help you achieve a sub 230 marathon. This is one of the fastest ones. If anybody has any requests to go sub 220 or sub 210, I'll put those out, but I'll conclude the series here. Okay, I started at sub 5 hours, so take a look at them, and I've worked all the way down now. So if you're a coach or an athlete and this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoy the stuff enough to subscribe to the channel as well. I've got 400 videos for you. Okay, training from 800 meters all the way up to the marathon. So I'm going to go over 6 workouts and strategies today. So, and I'm going to continue to do my injury prevention series too. I've already talked about runner's knee and Achilles tendonitis. We're going to go to IT band syndrome, stress fractures, and things like that, hamstring problems, common running injuries, particularly when you're training for longer races as well, that you could identify, treat, and avoid. So I'm going to continue talking about that as well. But let's start with the workouts themselves, okay? And they'll pop up on the screen here. So obviously the key one is the long run. And at this point, getting up to 19 to 22 miles is a good idea. Okay, and if you can get to the point where you do 22, sometimes folks do 23, sometimes folks do 21 or 24, whatever. It's kind of customizable at that point or individualized at that point. But obviously, 20 miles is a sweet spot. You want to know what it feels like to be there at 20 miles and potentially a little bit longer, because that's when the body starts to change a little bit during marathons. So, and types of marathons, types of long runs, depending on the type of course you're running, you got flat, rolling, progression, and marathon pace in the run. So if the course is flat, the majority of your long run should be flat. If the course is rolling, the majority of the long run should be rolling to help simulate what you're about to do. Okay. Progression is another type of long run where it gets progressively faster, where it's either the first 10 miles and the second 10 miles are faster, or faster every 5 miles, depending on what you feel is most appropriate. And then if you can get to the point where you can do 8 to 10 miles of it at marathon pace, which in this case is 5:37 to 5:38 per mile, um, you're going to be in pretty good shape. So again, in simulating it, whether it's 8 to 10 marathon pace in the beginning or the middle and the end, you need to know what it feels like to run marathon pace throughout the whole long run. Those are key. Those are the 4 types of long runs, and you can kind of mix and match them as you feel as most appropriate, depending on your training environment, your age, your experience, and your ability level. So they're all factored into the training, or they should be. Okay. Next up is marathon pace plus speed. Okay, this is a different way to do it as well. You do 10 miles at marathon pace, again, 5:36 to 5:37, 5:38 per mile. You take about a 6 to 8 minute active recovery. And this is after a warm up, okay? Let's just say 2 miles. And then you take a 6 to 8 minute active recovery. Then you do 10 times 130 hard versus 130 easy. That's a speed fartlek, but an abbreviated speed fartlek after the marathon pace. So you need to know what it feels like to accelerate after being fatigued, too. This is what this workout does, okay? 5:22 to about 5:08 per mile. So you're progressing from half marathon pace down to about 10K pace for this speed fartlek component. So now you're touching marathon pace and a little bit faster. And again, this is what the progression does, like getting progressively faster throughout a run. This shows you how to get progressively faster throughout a workout. So 5:22 to 5:08 per mile in the hard efforts, easy running on the easy efforts, which is also 3:20 to 3:12 per kilometer. So they're all important of it. Okay, next up, I actually want to talk about something that's important, and I wanted to speak from experience here. So, if you've ever had issues, I've had this recently. If you ever had your identity stolen, okay, or hacked, and then with being recently, very active online shopping, holiday shopping, our personal information is out there, and these people are savvy and they're sophisticated, but they're also nefarious. So they're coming after our personal information. So use Identity IQ. I've worked with them. I partner with them. And if you just want peace of mind, no, it's not running related, but if you want peace of mind, knowing whether you have a family or not, that your identity is going to be protected and safe, and your assets, your name, your reputation, your family is going to be safe. You want that peace of mind? Use Identity IQ. This is my personal link /161 River Ave, and check out the free dark web scan on the bottom. It'll tell you immediately whether your email has been compromised. So just wanted to plug that out there for you. It's important, and again, that's why I feel like the running workouts are impactful. This is something that's impactful for me too. So I wanted to share that with you as well. So protect yourself no matter what. Okay. Now let's get back to the workouts. Next up is 3 times a 5K. This is a beefy workout. Okay. Sometimes folks do mile repeats, 2 mile repeats, but if you can get to the point where you can do 3 times a 5K and running a sub 230 marathon, you should be at this point where you can do this, okay? You take a 4-minute active recovery, and I like to do progression here, where the first one I do at marathon pace, kind of ease you in, 5:37 to 5:38. You see the appropriate kilometer conversion there. The second one is halfway between marathon pace and marathon pace. So it's 5:29 to 5:30 per mile. okay, which is 3:25, 26 per kilometer. And then lastly is that half marathon pace, 5:21 to 22 per mile, 5:22 per mile, 3:19 to 3:20 per kilometer. So each 5K rep gets a little bit faster, okay, throughout the workout. And again, progressively getting faster. It's a great way to improve your fitness, improve your capacity to your threshold to handle harder work as well. But you fill it up, you do it up as, again, if you're a coach, this is where coaching with the eyes is important as coaching with the watch. So some folks might not be able to handle that, but some folks might be able to. So this is where 3-mile reps or 2-mile reps or mile reps, they all matter. Okay. That's where the individualized component of coaching comes into play. Now, next up is a speed fartlek. Okay. This is during an intermediate run. So intermediate runs are generally, in my opinion, in my experience as a coach and 2 decades as a coach, is another run that's semi-long, or let's just say it's almost 75% of your long run. So at this point, let's just say it's 13 miles in a midweek run. Okay. Incorporating, this is a continuous run. You're incorporating a speed fartlek within this run. Teaches you how to be on your legs twice in a week. Okay. And if you can get on a softer surface, whether it be trails or whatnot or dirt, I highly encourage you to do it. Okay. So here you do 5 times 2-minute hard, 2-minute easy efforts, and then 5 times 130 hard, 130 efforts, 5 times a minute hard, 1 minute easy, and then 5 times 30 seconds hard and 30 seconds easy. So if you look it up, if you add it up, it's 10 minutes. What is that? 17, 30, 22, 30. So about 25 minutes of hard running versus 25 minutes easy running. So it's a continuous 50-minute run within that intermediate run. So learning how to do it, and this teaches you how to accelerate mid-run, late run, early run. So it's an important part of marathon training as well. And I've said this before, not every workout needs to be long repeats. That's why I do speed fartlek short stuff incorporating with long stuff. So they all matter. They all complement each other extremely well. Next up is VO2 max mile repeats, another staple of marathon training. These are about anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute faster per mile than your actual marathon pace. So there's a range there, and again, depending on ability level, fitness, and experience. So here, you're building towards 5 to 6 of these with a 4-minute recovery. So the goal is 4:57 to 4:58 per mile. Okay, this is a good rhythm running workout, and it's a good way to make marathon pace feel a heck of a lot easier. Okay, and lastly, this is a key one. If you don't have a half marathon planned leading up to the marathon, like a race that's 5 to 6 weeks out, a 15-mile marathon pace simulation run would be a very, very good thing to do. Okay, and again, simulating the course. Okay, so if it's rolling, you try to do it over rolling. If it's flat, you try to do it over flat. Okay, the goal is here is to do it about 5 weeks out. Okay, 5:37 to 5:38 per mile. That's the goal marathon pace. And again, you do it in between a warm up and a cool down. So if you do a 2-mile, 3-mile warm up and a 2-3-mile cool down, now you've got 21 miles for there, 21. That's another long run there. But this is a good way to tell how fit you are and how close you are to being ready for the marathon. It'll tell you what you need to do over the last couple weeks leading into the marathon. And if you see my marathon training programs, take a look at them on my channel. Okay. I have it broken down specifically, broken into pieces where 4 to 4 week blocks, where you'll see how the last 4 weeks, the emphasis is on the long run itself with marathon pace within the long run. So it teaches you how to just kind of lock into your goal paces, okay, and just get yourself that way leading to the marathon. So these are the 6 workouts. Hope you found them helpful. Hit the thumbs up if you did. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed enough to do that. So have a great week, everybody. I'll talk to you next time.